Episode 17, A Star is Almost Born.
Showbiz Drugstore. Oh, I read about this place in a movie fan magazine.
Mm-hmm. It's where young actors and actresses hang out, hoping to be discovered.
Isn't that perfect? The greatest. Just what I need.
I beg your pardon.
The search is over. Madam, I have found what I need for my television program.
You're in television?
Yabba-dabba-doo!
Good old Fred. He sure takes things small.
My dear wife, a star. We'll have it made, be able to buy things the hard way, with cash. For a couple of bucks, Mom, you will get 50% of Wilma's take. You'll make a fortune. What? What, man? Why don't I let Barney buy a piece of Wilma's future?
The arts in France, with the mouth open, staying mainly on the plants. Understand, madame?
Yes.
Hey, I don't get it. What's with these French aunts with their mouth open? That's culture, you dope. Norman Rockbine's newest discovery, Mrs. Fred Flintstone.
Thank you. You've been a wonderful audience. And good night. How was that, Fred?
Mr. Slade, I don't have time to explain, but I have to take my wife somewhere, and I'd like to take the rest of the day off.
Back to work, Flintstone, or you're fired.
Fired? I quit. Who needs your two-bit job?
Oh, you're a lucky man, Mr. Flintstone. Your wife has perfect knuckles. Now, my dear, when the camera dollies up close on your hands, just turn your palms slowly.
But Fred!
I'm not gonna have them laughing at me in the bowling alley just so you can show off your glamorous knuckles.
And I say money is money. I read where commercials for Rockvine paid $200.
Oh, Fred. Oh, Mr. Rockvine, Oh, you did? Oh.
Well, under the circumstances, I can be big about Fred. Tell him he can come back to work in the morning.
Would you mind phoning him and telling Mr. Slate?
Of course, I understand.
Before I do, there's something I must tell you.
Yes, Flintstone?
Well, Mr. Slate?
I had to do it, Fred, so that you could keep your job.
And keep me from making a bigger fool of myself.
Please, you too can have lovely hands like this.
That's Betty.
That's what I came to tell you. When you wouldn't take the job, Rockvine saw Betty's hands and... She's gonna make all that dough?
Well, that's one way of getting back the money that Barney put up for my TV debut.
Episode 18, The Entertainer.
Go away. I promised Wilma I'd see you got to work on time while she's away visiting her mother. Hey, come on, Fred, 7 o'clock.
Huh? This is the buyer for our largest account. You know we've got to entertain our buyers when they're in town, show them the hot spots and stuff like that. I can't cancel now and take a chance on losing millions in orders. But what'll I do about the buyer?
Well, perhaps you can get someone else to take your buyer out to the hot spots tonight. We are going to attend Romeo and Juliet.
Me, sir? Take out a buyer like a big-time salesman with an expense account and the padding and all?
Do me this little favor, Freddy boy, and perhaps the next time there's an opening on the sales force.
Gosh.
It's all set. She can't wait to meet you.
Well, she'll have to. I'm a married man.
This is business.
I just realized it. I mean that the buyer's a female woman.
Well, I can't call it off now.
Oh, Fred!
Hey, hello, Betty, Barney.
Me and Betty celebrating tonight, Fred. We'd like you to join us.
Oh, that's delightful of you, but I...
You're not working again.
Working?
Wilma, what happened to you?
Oh, hello, Betty, Barney.
Home so soon? You were supposed to stay at your mother's another week. Anything wrong?
No, everything's fine.
Oh, I can't remember when I've had such a wonderful time. Mr. Slate was right. You do have a terrific sense of humor.
Holy mackerel!
What's that?
I wondered whether they have any holy mackerel on the menu. My favorite dish.
Greta Gravel.
Wilma Pebble.
Not anymore. I'm married now. I'm already lucky. That's the kind of a guy I married. Kind, faithful as a puppy dog. I was just about to call him. He's been working hard overtime. By day. And say, Greta, we have to pass my place. How about stopping off for a while? Maybe Fred's back from work. I'd love for you to meet him.
Was close.
You! Oh, no, you don't. Ducking out on me at the Cobra Cave and leaving me stuck with the check. The cat's out of the bag.
And little hard-working overtime Freddie is holding it.
Look the biggest.
I'm not blaming you, Greta. You didn't know. To you, this was just another date.
Exactly. Wilma Flintstone, you should be ashamed of yourself.
I should be ashamed of myself. To please his boss. Oh, Fred, I'm sorry. I never really realized.
We husbands, we just took for granted.
Sometimes I wonder whether it's all worth it.
Think it over, girls, before you jump to conclusions.
Episode 19, Wilma's Vanishing Money.
What are you going to get him?
That new bowling ball you've been talking about. It costs $49.98, and I've got almost that much put away.
Lips, hankies, money. Look at this. She said she was broke, and she's loaded.
Oh, gee, Fred, that roll is big enough to choke a brontosaurus.
I'm going to get that bowling ball I've been wanting.
What will Wilma say?
Nothing, because she can't ever admit she had the money. It's perfect. I get it.
We've been robbed.
Robbed?
That's right, robbed. S-T-O-L-E-N. Robbed. 45 smackaroos gone.
I've been saving it up for months to buy a present for you.
A friend? Who?
Anyone who would take a woman's money that she'd scrimped and saved for.
Yeah,
A
but...
person like that's not fit to live.
Oh, now, honey, calm yourself. You see...
Shooting's too good for him.
No. I just return the money. We take back the bowling ball, get the 45 clams, slip it into another part of the drawer, and the problem is solved. I am. Can you forgive me?
Forgive you? I think it's the sweetest thing you've ever done in your life.
You mean you don't? Well, that is you.
You're the most wonderful husband in the world. Putting back your own money to make up for my carelessness.
No, I want you to break into a house, leave money there, and leave.
You want me to put money in the house? What are you trying to do, revolutionize my business?
No.
Fred!
What is it there?
Look!
There's your man. Nabbed him in the act.
You mean he's the robber?
That's right, ma'am.
Oh, boy. Now just be calm, pal, and I'll get you out of this.
What kind of a double cross?
This may be tough. You two better go in the next room. What's this? A note. Listen, dear lady, I am returning your money. I didn't mean to take it. I am sorry. Forgive me, I did it only to feed my 4 children.
You mean you were returning this money?
I only wish we could do more for her.
We can, Fred, we can.
Hey, just a minute. That dough was for my birthday present.
I know, Fred. Like you said, this is a privilege.
Oh, boy. Me and my big mouth.
Here, you poor, unfortunate man.
Wait a minute. What?
Episode 20, Feudin' and Fussin'.
They sure are great buddies, our husbands.
Barney says when they made Fred, they threw away the mold.
Wise move. The world isn't ready for more than one Fred Flintstone.
Oh, then pause. Don't you know it ain't safe to practice golf indoors? Somebody might get hurt.
Stupid? Silly?
Back up. You just passed it.
Stupid? Hey, that's not very nice, is it? Say you're sorry.
Okay, I'm sorry you're stupid.
But today you went too far, chewing him out for that Charlie Pumastone game that was called off, calling him stupid.
But Barney knows I didn't mean what I said.
How does Barney know you don't mean it?
Because he knows I'm me. Barney?
Yeah?
I'm sorry, Barney. Now, come on, you're holding up the bridge here.
Coming, Fred?
Barney,
Fred said he was sorry, buddy.
sorry for what, Fred?
You know. The feud's over.
See, I told you.
Come on, Fred. Hiya, Fred. Did you get the license of that truck?
Too wonderful for words, eh? You wouldn't have to go through all this if you just tell Barney.
If anybody is going to apologize, it's going to be that stubborn old... I can hold out as long as him.
And I saw the for sale sign. What you asking for, please?
Well, we thought about a firm...
20,000.
But you said...
It's cheap at that price, dirt cheap.
Isn't that a picture of you and Barney taken a long, long time ago?
Yeah. Mother used to walk us both in the park.
How sad you've drifted apart.
Car.
You don't bang those every afternoon, do you?
No. Most of the time I practice at night. All night while my neighbors are sleeping. Advance to check the room. Of course you realize we're in the wide in the front and back door for two-way traffic, you understand?
You cooked up that freeway story, Fred.
So as we couldn't sell the house? Why, Fred? What did you do that for?
Because I didn't want you to move. Not my best friend, bosom buddy, and constant companion.
Episode 21, Practical Joker.
Shaking it won't do any good. Blow it out, Barney.
Hey, good idea, Fred. Fred's played hundreds of practical jokes on me. Not once did I ever play one back. Not once.
That's right, Barney.
I thought Fred would get tired when I used passive resistance, but he didn't. He's gotta be stopped, Betty.
That's it. You're the winner, Mr. Rubble. And here are 500 brand new bills, fresh from the government printing press.
Boy, 500 brand new smackaroos.
Oh, thank you very much, mister.
Yeah.
He always goes down in the basement and locks the door, and he does something down there for hours. I'm sure he's up to something illegal, or else he'd tell me about it. I feel like a heel telling you a fib. This whole thing is a gag that Barney wants to pull on Fred, and I went along with it because I promised Barney I would. So, call Fred back and tell him, Wilma.
We give this a few turns, then open this little door here. There we are, nice and fresh. How's that, Fred? Pretty tricky, huh?
Barney?
But Fred, what could he be doing?
He could be playing with a model train set, but he isn't. He is making money.
Oh, that's good.
Phony money.
Oh, that's bad.
85, Barney.
Keep the change, Harry.
Oh, no, you don't. This one is on me, chum. His money's no good here, Harry. Your money's no good anyplace. The machine! Barney can't make phony money without his machine. So if I can get a hold of it, I can bury it someplace, then Barney is out of business. Well, then maybe I'll be able to sleep nights again. Oops!
All right. This is a stick-up.
Huh? The joke's on you, friend. This isn't even real money. It's fake money.
Shorty, get your machine going and make some more money.
Can't.
Barney, make the man some money. He isn't fooling.
I can't make money. It's just a practical joke.
It's all your fault, Barney. You and your practical jokes.
My practical jokes? This wouldn't have happened if you hadn't been pulling gags all the time.
Pipe down, you go. We're just about to Max's place.
Spare us, Max.
Please let us go, Max.
Happy birthday, Barney.
And birthday? So it was you girls pulling a practical joke all the time. That Max tonight thinks you had me worried.
We hope this has cured both of you of any more practical jokes.
Episode 22, Operation Barney.
I know that, bubblehead. What I mean is you and me are gonna go see that game.
But how can we, Fred? We gotta go to work.
That's what you think. But I came down with a bad cold this morning, Mr. Slate, and I thought I'd better stay home in bed today. That is, if you can spare me. Now we can. Anytime.
Yeah, goodbye, sir.
What'd he say? What'd he say?
He said as long as I was on my way to work, to come in and report to the company nurse. Now I'm in for it.
Really?
What are you gonna do, Fred?
Raise your temperature a few points with this lighter? Here.
312 degrees. 312 degrees? Yikes! Shirley, quick, send an ambulance. It's Mr. Rubble. He's in terrible shape.
Barney! Now what's he trying to pull? What are you doing? You trying to make me miss a ball game?
Do something, Fred. They're taking me to the hospital. You gotta get me out of this.
Just lie still and I'll wheel you right past the desk and out the front door.
You're doing fine, Mr. Rubble. We'll take a ride around the grounds and get some fresh air.
We'll take good care of you. Of course, with a 312-degree temperature, we'll have to operate.
Operate?
Naturally. We're bringing in our Viennese specialist, Dr. Sliprock.
Slip.
Now,
Operate?
They're going to operate on my Barney? For what?
What's going on, Fred?
Excuse me, girls. I gotta say goodbye. I mean, good luck to Barney.
Poor Fred is almost hysterical.
Hold everything, especially the operation. The great Dr. Slipperock will now start. Everybody stand back. Out of the way, you amateurs. Give me some elbow room here.
And you mean to say you went through all that trouble to see a ball game?
Fred Flintstone, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah, I know, but it wasn't just any ball game. It was a doubleheader.
Well, it seems that doubleheader you tried so hard to see is tonight. And he had 2 extra tickets that he wanted to give you.
What big deal is it to be the best dressed woman in the poorhouse? All you think of is how to get rid of my hard-earned money.
Now you hold it right there, Fred Flintstone. I'm sick and tired of these money arguments. I want to look nice so you'll be proud of me as your wife. Yes, I'm going to earn my own money.
Say, I could use some extra money too, Wilma. Barney never gripes, but if I made some extra money, it'd be a lot easier. This is the address, and look what it is. The Bedrock Radio TV Corporation.
Billy, if we get the jobs here, we can see all the TV stars.
You were great. The job is yours. Here, sign this when you go to work. That's it. Thanks. Good.
What was that I signed?
A contract for 39 weeks to star on the Rock and Spiel show, that's all. Why? Yeah, starting today, for 39 weeks at dinner time, you are the singing star of Rock and Spiel's Happy Housewife show.
39 weeks at dinner time? Oh, how can I ever tell Fred?
Come on.
Dearest Fred, hope you enjoy your dinner. Will explain later. Love, Wilma. This is a complete frozen dinner containing...
And here she is with this delicious Rock and Spiel meal she has prepared.
Your husband will be happy, too, when he's greeted with a nice roast loin of Rockenspiel Brontosaurus.
Make your hubby, keep your hubby happy. When he's a little chubby, he's a happy pappy with Rockenspiel.
Okay, Wilma the happy housewife. Fred, the hilarious husband, is going down there and cancel that contract.
But Fred, they said they'd sue.
Sue schmoo. Huh?
Well, Fred won't let them push him around. He's got friends.
Yes, Fred's a pretty big man in this town.
Fred would be a pretty big man in any town. Bang.
Finally, I won. 2 out of 3 points.
What were they, Fred?
1, they won't sue me. 2, they won't have me fired from my job.
What was 3, Fred?
Wilma keeps right on being Wilma the happy housewife.
Make your hubby happy, keep your hubby happy. When he's a little chubby, he's a happy pappy with Rockenspiel.
Yes, you too can be a happy housewife if you...
Every housewife has an Achilles heel, which reminds me, what about her husband? I'll start by seeing how happy a happy housewife's husband is. I've got a new show to buck against Happy Housewife.
You're kidding. What'd you say you're calling it? Neglected Husband, starring the happy housewife's husband, Fred Flintstone? But Sam, baby, you can't let him say things like that. You'll ruin our show. Oh, that's the idea.
Make your hobby happy.
Sorry, lady. Show's over.
Due to circumstances beyond our control, Happy Housewife is off the air.
Episode 24, Fred Strikes Out.
Pure. Chances of mutual happiness are very slim. Oh my goodness.
Big deal. What do they know? These days, everyone's a psychiatrist.
I always thought I'd been very happy with Fred.
Well, sure you have, honey.
So he doesn't compliment me very often. So he breaks our appointments without even telling me. So he doesn't like my mother. So what? So what am I doing married to the big oaf? That's so what?
Later, Fred. I have to get home and work out with my weights, so I'll be in shape for tonight.
Come on, Muscles. Let's get out of here. I don't want you catching any of his bad habits.
What's with her? You mean you take that stuff seriously?
There must be something to it. If you could forget what tonight is.
Tonight is the night you're gonna nag me to death. That's what tonight is.
Remember?
I promised to take you to the movie tonight. Tonight?
Of course. You were going to propose to me all over again. You haven't forgotten our date tonight, have you, dear?
But Wilma, baby, sweetheart, tonight there's a little bowling thing. It's just that I'm going out of my mind because I promised to take Wilma to the movies tonight. Tonight, Barney.
Tonight? Uh-oh.
And how? Uh-oh. The movie starts at 8, the bowling tournament at 8:15, right?
Right, Fred.
So, if I take Wilma to the movie, wait a few minutes, and go out for candy...
I get it, Fred. You run around the block, into the bowling alley.
Wind up in a powwow! Yeah, I said, holy mackerel, the picture started. I'm late.
No, Fred, that's not what you said.
Wilma, this is no time for romance. I gotta get some candy.
And a boyfriend right in a pocket.
There he is, the giant pterodactyl. What's he gonna do?
Go for popcorn.
You didn't shut the door, Fred.
No! Wilma, the door! Open the car door!
I cover sports events for the Daily Slate. We'd love a picture of you for the morning edition.
What? Thanks anyway, but I've really got to. Yo!
You just hold that up there, Fred, baby.
And congratulations.
Oh, there was nothing to it. It seems to be a little tight.
I'm sorry you hurt your hand, Fred. You should have said something.
Well, I didn't want a little accident to spoil our evening, sweetheart.
Well, looks like good weather for flying.
Barney, help! Help!
Fred, what in the world? Fred, I saw your picture in the paper this morning.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, Wilma.
You don't have to be. You won the championship for the lodge, and I'm proud of you. Remember that quiz I took yesterday? The one that told me all about you?
How could I forget?
Well, I gave it to myself this morning. I got an even lower score than you did.
Episode 23, The Happy Household. Episode 25, This Is Your Lifesaver.
Aha! A couple of live ones. And about time. I was getting famished. I wonder if I could beg a boon of you.
Well, you want a bag of bones?
Not. Well, goodbye, Ferdy.
Her name's Fred.
Goodbye, Bernie.
The name's Barney.
Ah! Ha-ha! I see your scheme. You're trying to talk me into coming home with you. That's your game, isn't it? If a man has good friends, what does he need with money?
Sure, your worries are all water under the bridge now, right, pal?
Do you have cloves, hot mustard, honey, and a good strong wine?
Oh, are you going to fix Fred a cough medicine?
No, I thought I'd fix dinner. Have you...
Oh, Wilma, where's that bottle of rat poison?
Fred, you can't.
Well, he's taken everything else.
How come you slept in a rocking chair?
Because Wilma was sleeping on the couch.
Well, how come Wilma was sleeping on the couch?
Because J. Montague Gypsum was sleeping in both our beds. So let's call it even. You don't owe me anything.
Ah, but you owe me something. I was perfectly willing to jump off that bridge, and you stopped me. Therefore, my life is your responsibility.
But we think Monty is a confidence man.
No.
Yep. And we bet that if you had let him jump off that bridge, he wouldn't have jumped off that bridge if you hadn't pushed him. And we think Monty thinks you owe him a living because...
But suppose he doesn't want to save your miserable life, Fred.
Don't be silly. Wilma's got it figured out that if anything happens to me, he loses his meal ticket, so he has to save me.
Hey, that's...
Look out, boss! Look out! How do you stop it?
Oh, I'm awfully sorry, Mr. Slate. It's a shame we can't keep him. But you see, we'll have no room in our happy home for Mr. Gypsum. We're expecting an addition to our family very shortly.
Another mouth to feed? A chubby bundle of fun?
Yes, Fred. I just got the telegram this morning. My mother is coming to visit us for a few months.
Congratulations, Fred. Soon you're going to have a little 209-pound stranger running your castle.
Episode 26, Trouble in Law.
What an awful time to sprain my ankle. Just before Mother gets here. Fred!
I don't expect much of you, Sonny. But the least you could do is greet me when I come into your house. Well, what have you got to say to me?
Sit down and shut up!
Well, now that's my surprise, Sonny. I knew Wilma could use some help here, so I sold my house.
You sold your house?
That's right, Sonny. I'm here to stay. I'm sure you'll be very comfortable out here.
I'll be very comfortable out here.
Good. Then it's all settled, right?
Wrong. Now just a rocket now.
Hey, I'd like you two to meet a visitor. Mr.
Melville J. Muttrock's the name. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Yeah, me too.
How'd you get Wilma's mother off your back?
Elementary, my dear Barney. I got her a man of her own to boss.
Oh, I get it. Melville J. Muttrock's, old money bag.
Mama, are you all right?
All right. After a night like tonight... Drive me to the bank tomorrow.
Why, Mama?
I'm withdrawing all my money to give to Melville.
What?
To invest in an oil stock for me.
Oh, he's okay. If that man isn't what he says he is, I'll put on a monkey suit and sell peanuts downtown.
All right. But if my mother loses all her money, you're going to have to sell an awful lot of peanuts to support the three of us.
He's a notorious con man. His routine is to take poor widows for every cent they've got. First he marries them, and then he skips away with all their money. I understand the police think he's here in Bedrock, probably working on his latest victim right this minute. They say he's very convincing, poses as a Texas millionaire.
Mama!
Little flower, you all would make me the happiest man in Texas, and mighty proud if you would consent to be my... Cheat poor widows out of their life savings, will you? Who, me?
Well, not this time, buddy.
You fellows are making a terrible mistake!
Read this.
Love 'em and leave 'em Texan caught. Con man and bigamist Harvey T. Pebble was captured by Bedrock police late yesterday.
Look at his picture. That's not Melville. Remember that oil stock that Mama invested in?
Yeah?
Well, the well came in. A gusher. She got the check today.
Yeah?
And thanks to Melville, I'm a very rich woman.
Episode 27, The Mailman Cometh.
It's a notice from his boss, he hopes, about the annual raise in salary.
Oh, well, what's the big fuss then? Fred gets his raise every year.
All the other employees have already received their notices in the mail.
Hey, what's he sorting at me for?
It's not you, Barney. It's himself, his pride, being the only one who didn't get a raise this year.
Yeah, poor guy. I'll go out and cheer him up. Hey, Fred, all those things you're calling Mr. Slate, do you think they'll let it in the mail?
This is mild compared to how I feel about him.
The fact that he didn't raise a fuss when, because of a bookkeeping oversight, he wasn't notified of his raise in salary is proof positive of that.
Hey, nice day, officer.
Not for you, it isn't, Sonny, unless, of course, you can come up with a convincing lie about why you're tampering with the government mails.
Oh, fine. Here, Barney, now you can see.
Okay, Fred, I'll have your letter in a jiffy.
Quiet, Barney, the man of blue is here again.
That should do it.
What's the big idea?
That voice! It came from inside the mailbox.
What happened here?
The strangest thing.
I know. You dropped that letter in the box and forgot to let go. Happens all the time.
And that's the whole miserable truth, Wilma. Please forgive me.
That letter, Fred. You sure you left nothing out?
No, I called Slate every nasty thing I could think of.
Then you haven't read the morning mail, the letter from my Fred.
The dear boy wrote me? Probably a note of thanks for his salary raise. Stone, I have another pair at my residence. I just can't wait to read your husband's letter, to hear...
Then why wait? I'll read it to you right now. May I thank you for acting as a shepherd to us, your flock, and leading us forward in safety and trust. Sure. Here you are, Mr. Slate. Oops.
Don't tell me.
Oh, sorry. Guess I'm, Butterfingers.
Episode 28, The Rock Vegas Story.
Simon Cobblehead, of all people.
Frank Flintstone. Fancy meeting you.
Well, what do you know, shame boy? What are you doing these days?
I got a good setup, Fred. I own a place out in Rock Vegas.
Well, what's the use of talking about it, Fred? We're not going to Rock Vegas.
And why not? We got vacations coming up. We made no plans.
But I heard the girls talking about going to Pebble Beach.
Betty and I have decided where we're going on our vacation.
Oh, you have you?
We talked about Pebble Beach.
Oh, yeah?
But we decided on Rock Vegas.
Oh, yeah? Well, that's out. O-double-T-O. Barney and I have decided that we are going to, Rock. Now, all together.
Look, everybody, the Sandstone Hotel.
Whoa, what a grass and a cactus. Nothing. You
Have you made any plans, Fred?
Yeah. I figure we can sell the car, and then we'll have enough money to eat while we're hitchhiking home.
Hitchhiking home? Stay on as guests of the house.
Gee, thanks, Sam, but we couldn't do that.
Well, you could work for your bill.
You mean it, Sam?
Sure.
When you're smiling, when you're smiling, 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 all the whole world smiles with you. Smiles with you. Well, yeah, living in these glamorous surroundings all the time.
Stop it, stop it. You're all wrong. You're the lucky guys. You've got what I've always wanted. A little home, a wife to care for me.
Episode 29, Dividedly Sail.
Admit one to broadcast. The prize is prized.
Yep. That's that TV show you win all the prizes if you guess their price.
I market you.
I said I didn't know where they got their prices. I know a lot about the cost of things. Besides, it wouldn't be honest you go into the prizes price on my ticket. 30 million people watching me.
Oh, that's the TV audience. There's only about 2,500 screaming people in the studio audience. You hear Mr. Fred Flintstone.
Oh, Wilma, Fred made it.
Really? That isn't Fred.
And how do you feel tonight, Mr. Flintstone? To tell the truth, Will, I don't feel like myself. Because I'm Barney Rubble, a friend of poor Mr. Flintstone. I don't understand. Poor Mr. Flintstone? Yep. He's allergic to crowds, Will. And at the very last minute, he got sick. Chickened out, I think they call it.
It's okay, Betty. Me too. It shows you how even good friends can be split by greed.
Right. Whatever Barney wins from now on is both of ours.
Oh, that means you've also won the surprise prize, Mr. Rubble. Open the curtains, please. You and Wilma will have to take a trip with me and Betty aboard our houseboat sometime.
When you say our houseboat, do you mean your houseboat or our houseboat?
Well, our...
If we owned it, we'd ask Fred and Wilma to share it, and I'm sure if they owned it, they'd ask us. So, let's just say we all own it together and share it.
What are you, some kind of a radical? Sure.
I hope you boys are convinced that two captains are not better than one.
Now hear this. If you captains don't want a mutiny among the crew, stop this fighting.
Right. It's a sea monster. Oh, what can we do?
Beats me. The operating instructions don't cover anything that happens over 20 knots. We're doing 60.
Oh, look, he's turning around.
Right.
I'm sorry, it was your ticket which won this sinking ship, Captain.
All right, Barney, as captain, I command you to obey and go to the bottom while I help the girls ashore.
Episode 30, Kleptomaniac Caper.
Wilma, that's Fred's old football uniform. How'd you ever get him to part with it?
Simple. I merely used feminine strategy.
What do you mean?
I didn't tell him.
Okay, Wilma, coast is clear.
Where's Barney?
In back of the house doing some gardening. Put the boxes on the floor in the back seat.
Wait a minute, where is it? Where did it go? My football uniform's gone. My helmet, my hockey stick. Even my junior frog band swim fins.
Yes, Fred. Bye.
Well, you gonna take the stuff back?
I can't now. Fred would never speak to me again. We've got to get everything down to the rummage sale before we get caught with the goods.
But the
house and... Hey, wait a minute. Orange jersey, white dots, number 22. This is yours.
In Barney's car? It can't be.
Let's...
Barney, old pal, why didn't you tell me you had trouble?
Oh, gee, I don't know, Fred. I didn't think the hedge looked that bad.
Does Betty know?
No, I don't think so.
Listen, maybe we should come back another day.
No. Your friend is sick. And when you're sick, you need help. I ought to know.
Oh, I gotta stop him before he steals your lamp.
Oh, no. Don't worry. It's nailed down. I've had his type before. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. He's a kleptomaniac.
Boy, that Fred is a fast worker. Wonder what Wilma will say when he gets home. My wife asked me to pick up some things.
Don't! I think we lost him.
What's up, Fred? Why are we hiding?
Because you go to prison for stealing things in a department store, you dumb dodo.
Fred, did you steal something? Oh, boy.
But you keep watch while I return this stuff.
Oh, Fred.
Quiet, Barney.
But Fred.
Shh, I'm busy.
Fred, look.
Now you look. Okay.
How come you had to come downtown with me today?
Simple. I came along to keep you out of trouble.
Oh, thanks a lot, Fred.
You're speaking to the girl what sprung you.
It's lucky for you that I had a receipt for those things. Honestly, Fred, imagining Barney was a kleptomaniac.
This whole thing is my fault, and I'm just as sorry as I can be. Will you ever forgive me?
I don't know.
I promise I'll never take anything of yours without telling you again. Oh.
Episode 31, Latin Lover.
Please, keep it down, fellas. Roberto Roccellini is on television.
Roberto Roccellini? Who's that?
Who's that? Only the great Latin lover. He's biting her ear.
Wilma?
Key boy?
My dinner roll, remember? Food-o?
Hey, is that guy on TV again?
Ah, what an extremely pleasant circumstance to see you again. Particularly the verissimo Betty. Mwah.
You can talk regular now, Fred.
But this is my normal voice.
Oh, you got a sore throat?
No, I don't have a sore throat.
Then why are you wearing a bandage on your neck?
This, old man, is an ascot.
What was that scream?
But that was her. She took one look at Fred and then she sort of fell for him.
Stop! Wait for me! Hold it! What have I done? I've created a monster!
Yo, Federico. I've got him.
Wait for me!
No, wait for me!
Come back! Run, Fred. Run!
Well, how is it having a Latin lover around the house?
It's just awful.
Buongiorno, Villa Flintstone.
Flintstone, head over to my house and take my wife to the airport.
I know. You're
Is anything the matter?
Oh, no, nothing. It's just where Fred kicked me during his usual morning rage.
He kicked you? Yes, I guess so.
Wilma, what is this?
Oh, Fred, don't do it. I've tried to be a good wife. Really, I have. Just give me one more chance.
Everything all set?
It may come as a surprise to you, but I am not the Latin lover type. And you know who kept his head through all my highfalutin airs? Barney. Barney.
Ah, buongiorno. How nice to have you all call. Federico, you're looking mighty je ne sais quel ce soir. And there's my little pasta azul.
Episode 32, Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
Hiya, Mr. Flintstone.
Oh, no. We call him Stretch because he's so tall. Okay, you guys, out in the field and shag flies.
But I don't know much about baseball anyway.
Well, in that case, how about you be an umpire?
Umpire?
Sure, you got the eye for it, and the mouth, too. Look how good you ball me up. When I'm...
At the Pee Wee League playoffs.
Hey, that's great. With you calling a game, Bedrock would be sure to beat Pittsburgh.
Hold it, Rubble. I call them as I see them.
Were you fired?
Not only was I not fired, Mr. Slate just gave me a bonus and Saturday off.
To keep you from becoming an umpire?
To help me to become an umpire.
Well,
Oh, well, you'll feel better after you toss out your first baseball player.
Now, I hope I do good today. I got a lot of friends in the stands.
Friends? Don't be ridiculous. An umpire never has any friends.
Fred doesn't want to tip off the pirates that the game is in the bag.
what makes you think so, Mr. Slate?
I'm Fred's boss, and he knows what this game means to me. I mean, the kids.
You're right, too.
How can we both be right?
Yeah, what about that? Because I'm the umpire, and when I say goes, it says so in the book.
Slide for the plate.
Fred, watch out!
Wee. That was a close one. Everyone is waiting for umpire Flintstone's decision.
Oh,
What was the runner? Safe or out?
It was, safe or...
Safe?
what's that? It's a rock with a note attached. Reverse your decision or yours truly anonymous.
You were right. We did lose fair and square, and we come to apologize for what poor sports our fathers are and throwing all those pop bottles and stuff like that there.
All right, let's talk about the Flintstones Season 2. I don't know really what more to tell you about it. If you're watching this video, you probably like the Flintstones as much as I did, and still do. This movie was just part of my life growing up. This TV show. From my earliest memories, the Flintstones were always there. They were quite often on before I went to school, so I'd watch it in the morning. When I came home from school, it was on again in the afternoon. I'd watch it there. Sometimes they were on back-to-back, 2 episodes, like on TBS. In the late 80s, they'd show like an hour of the Flintstones, and then sometimes they showed an hour of Leave It to Beaver. So I saw this sometimes 3 times a day. I became obsessed with the show. I loved it when I was in high school. My Schlockmeister brother Jeff and I were planning on writing a book about the Flintstones, like an episode guide and all kinds of things. And then a few years later, somebody actually released a book and took our idea. Too bad. But anyway, the Flintstones have been released on Blu-ray. One of the few classic rerun shows that I used to watch when I was a kid actually does have a Blu-ray release. Star Trek, Incredible Hulk, and the Flintstones. I think that's pretty much it, at least from the shows that I used to watch regularly. Buck Rogers, Battlestar Galactica too. Sci-fi shows sometimes get a pass and get Blu-rays, but Flintstones stuff like this does not often, but this one did. So happy they did. I have the DVD collection too, but I had to upgrade the Blu-rays because this show has just meant so much to me in my life. It's just been a part of it forever, and I'm enjoying watching these again because I haven't seen them on a regular basis in quite a while. So just refreshing my memory with these, and it's just fun. When we were actually talking about writing that book years ago, the first thing we did was make an episode guide. We had a piece of paper and we wrote down all the episodes that we could possibly think of. We were watching it at the time, as the days and weeks passed. And eventually we came up with 166 separate episodes, and we kind of had an order of which they went in. And then when that book did finally come out, actually it was a different book. It was called Harry and Wally's TV Show or something like that, which would list how many episodes of each show existed. And there was 166. I was so proud of that we had come up with that number on our own. And it turns out to be exactly right. This was obviously years before the internet existed, and you can just get this information at the drop of a hat. But back then we couldn't, but I was very proud of that. But anyway, great show, great season. That very last episode I just showed, Take Me Out of the Ball Game, episode 32, last episode from season 2. And that actually is very appropriate even today with parents, bullying and, causing a ruckus at their kids' baseball games or soccer games, football, whatever games. Those crowd parents are awful. And this is a perfect example. Plus the kids coming out and saying, we're sorry for our fathers, that sort of thing. I didn't show all the clips from that. But, man, is that appropriate? It's just 60 years later, and we're still talking about this. But the Flintstones had it right in 1962. So there you go. It's the Flintstones. Love the show. I'm going to leave a link down below to the Blu-ray, and you should definitely buy this. You can usually get this for the $30, $40 range, something like that, maybe 50, I'm not sure, somewhere in that range, but it's well worth it. These Blu-rays look fantastic. They did a good job with these. Thank you, Warner Brothers. Check it out, leave some comments. It's the Flintstones, Season 2. Watch it. Bye.